thatched house in the western suburbs of Southampton. Senior policemen were told that a quantity of gold had been taken. A young couple was seen driving away. The police pursued the car and cornered the couple in a block of flats a few miles away. Marksmen and detectives surrounded the building. The whole area was evacuated. Then senior detectives began negotiations with the man who barricaded himself in a ground floor flat. They spoke to him by telephone from inside a nearby post office. Eventually, after handing over his gun, the man appeared at the door and gave himself up. It was then clear that no hostages had been involved and that the man was now alone. He was quietly led away by police.
Israeli soldiers have continued the final evictions from settlements in North Sinai of settlers who want to stop this territory being handed back to Egypt on Sunday. So far, the troops haven't used violence against the zealot group at Yamit, who've barricaded themselves in a bunker. They say they'll kill themselves if the soldiers try to evict them. In Tel Aviv, the Israeli welfare minister, Mr. Abu Hatzira, has been convicted of fraud and could be jailed. In Northern Ireland, an 11-year-old boy who was hit in the head by a plastic bullet in the Bogside area of Londonderry last Friday has died in hospital. Stephen McConaughey was injured when troops tried to disperse a group of youths who had been stoning them. The soldiers fired 2 plastic rounds at the youths. A new financial market opened in the city today, the first of its kind in Europe. Dealing in gold futures, it allows the buying and selling of gold for up to 6 months ahead.
It's not what you expect from city gents, shouting at one another across a pit in the floor with precious little ceremony. They're agreeing today to buy or sell fixed amount of gold on dates months away. For industry, it's a protection against price swings. For speculators, a gamble with huge profits or losses. You can lose thousands of pounds in seconds. London is already the centre of the world's gold markets, trading, refining and assaying. The new futures market is intended to strengthen that position and tie in with dealers in America and the Far East.
GEC has won a £250 million contract from South Africa to build 6 turbine generators for a power station in the Transvaal. The order was gained in the face of stiff competition from West Germany, Japan and the United States. A squadron of aircraft to combat oil slicks at sea has been introduced by the Department of Trade. The planes, put through their paces at Southend today, will be based at 4 airfields around the country. They've been specially converted to spray dispersants at low levels. Altogether, 8 aircraft will be on permanent standby, ready to fly at half an hour's notice. The Princess of Wales has had her picture painted again, and the new portrait, which shows her in her wedding dress, goes on show in London tomorrow. Prince Charles commissioned it from Sue Ryder, who completed it in 4 sittings at Buckingham Palace. For obvious safety reasons, this picture will be shown under glass. And now tonight's soccer results. In the European Under-21 Championship, semi-final, first leg, Scotland 0, England 1. League Division 3, Brentford 4, Swindon Town 2. And now the main points of the news and the Falklands crisis. America's Secretary of State, Mr. Alexander Haig, is on his way back to Washington from Buenos Aires with what seems to be a set of proposals on the island's future. While we've been on the air, we've heard that Mrs. Thatcher has received the document and is now studying it. Meanwhile, another 900 paratroops are joining the British task force along with more support vessels. And finally, how one couple has refused to allow the threat of war between their 2 countries to pull them apart. In fact, it's brought them together rather earlier than planned. From Buenos Aires, Michael Burke reports on the marriage of an Argentine girl to a British diplomat.
There were only a handful of guests. It wasn't the wedding they'd hoped for. They'd planned to have 150 people at an elaborate ceremony next month that would have been one of the high points on this city's social calendar. But now the groom is one of only 4 British diplomats left here that are working from the Swiss embassy. He and his bride were afraid of war and a long separation. So they brought the wedding forward, changing the date, but not the groom's choice of music. The ceremony was over in a few minutes. It had even started raining, but it didn't seem to matter. Don't get wet. Don't get wet. Were you disappointed at having to bring the wedding forward?
No. It's only a few weeks, that's all.
It's a different kind of wedding.
It's what we expected, but we're glad that we reached this point in time.
Do you think, under the present situation, you face any difficulties?
No, why should there be? No problems at all.
What are your plans now?
Have a reunion with our friends. Okay?
Good luck. They didn't say where they were going on honeymoon, but they'll probably stay in Argentina, the bride's country they feared might soon be at war with the grooms.
There's a little togetherness amid all the troubles. That's all from me. Good night.
On BBC Two in 6 minutes, Germany and the Argentine bomb, a Newsnight special which reveals the secret role Germany has played in Argentina's nuclear programme.
Good evening. Well, this area of high pressure again brought a good deal of dry weather and plenty of sunshine as well. But it is starting to move away slowly eastwards now, and that's going to allow the cold front to come into northwestern parts of the country tomorrow, bringing a little bit of rain here and there. But as it progresses eastwards across Scotland, the front itself will be petering out and dying out altogether. And we will get another build of high pressure behind that front, spreading up from the southwest. But let's have a look at that front on this evening's satellite picture. And we can see it there as a big wide band of cloud out to the west, and that's going to move across during tonight and tomorrow across these northern parts mainly. But as you can see, the country at the moment, there's not a cloud to be seen. And so for tonight's weather, that means dry, clear skies and a touch of frost in many places inland. And later on in these northwestern parts, it's going to be clouding over when that front starts to come in. And then by the morning, there's going to be a little bit of rain in the Western Isles. It's then going to progress across the Northern Isles in the north there. But brighter weather will be coming from the west during the day. But southern and eastern parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland, although generally more in the way of cloud than you had today, there might be a chance of a light shower there. And the rest of the country dry, warm and a good deal of sunshine. And the outlook mainly dry. That's it.
Now to continue this Monday evening on BBC One, the voice of Kiri Te Kanawa heralds the appearance of a star-studded cast in the television premiere of Arthur Schnitzler's celebrated Roundabout of Love, La Ronde.